Hello, my name is Kurt and I am here to show you my new camera logic. So I recently got the idea while listening to a Ratchet & Clank soundtrack, and I remembered how smooth and wonderful the camera was from Ratchet & Clank. I was wondering how I could possibly implement it to my game, even if just for a test, to maybe get better at programming. So I decided on how I would do it, and what I would basically do is I'd take an object and give it AI and make it to where it follows the player, and rather than constantly being on top of the player, it will only slightly fall behind, but then it will catch up depending on how far away it is. So watch, as I fall off this cliff, the speed of the camera will speed up so it can catch up with the player, but then it will slow down as it nears, and then it will stop finally. It also adds to the effect of having much smoother platforming, and it looks very nice, I'd say. It's much better than the classic mouse orbit. I have plans on releasing a finished version of this, of course, for the asset store, possibly for $10 or $15, because the finished version will have many more features like cinematic cameras and what I call camera grabbers, and that's actually what I'm going to implement next and show in the next video. I'll go ahead and explain that now because I have the time. What the camera grabber will do is basically, once the player object enters the radius of the camera grabber, the camera orbit object that follows the player and the camera orbits that will go over to the camera grabber, and the camera will actually rotate towards the player. So let's say I have a bunch of platforms on like this big wall, and I want to have it to where it looks almost kind of in a 2.5D fashion, but you see what I mean? So it'll still follow the player technically, and it will, of course, it'll be stuck in that position rather than follow it around. So you can basically make it to where it goes out and just looks down on these stairs basically, and your character is running around below. So it's kind of weird to explain, but I'll show it in my next video hopefully. Well, I will see you guys later.